when advancing the gospel, things we should consider. Number one, prayer. I mean, if that's not obvious, I don't know what is. Prayer is the single, as I said, most important aspect of our faith. We need to pray. We need to pray together. We need to pray as individuals. We need to pray when advancing the gospel. We need to pray about that to be able to do it better, more fully. Pray that others will be open to hearing the message that we bring. Because in Paul's world, the gospel message was a matter of urgency for Paul. It wasn't just, I can tell them next week. It was, no, I need to tell them now. I may not get a chance next week. I may not be here. I need to tell them now. It's urgent. And so we can take from that we need to take every moment available to us, similar to Paul, in order to share with others about the good news. Paul, though, adds in, when advancing the gospel, we need to act wisely. Maybe that's the issue. We advance the gospel, we don't act wisely, which means, well, we're acting dumb. Because we're not being wise in what we share with others and in how we share it. Because in many ways, our world is very similar to Paul's. Because in his world, Christianity was new, it was different. It was a message nobody had heard before. Our culture is becoming more and more similar to that. Less and less people in our current world know about the gospel, know about Jesus, know about God and the Bible and Christianity as a whole. But there's a lot of people that know stuff about it, but have very serious negative feelings about it because we haven't acted wisely in the past in sharing it. Maybe not you specifically, but the church as a whole. When advancing the gospel, we need to be gracious. We need to be gracious when sharing the gospel with others. Because if people don't like you, they're not going to like the message that you bring. That's all that comes to. People need to like you. If they don't like you, they're not going to like your message. So start with building friendships. Build relationships. Don't just go to this is the thing I hate most about street preachers that hold signs and saying God hates this person or that person, or you're going to hell if you don't take Jesus as your Lord and Savior right at this very moment. They're not building friendships with those people, so none of those people care what they say. I don't think that's a great message. A message based on fear is not a great way to build relationships either, but that's another story. Build friendships with people, build relationships with them, find those commonalities with your life and theirs, the things you hold in common, where you can tie that in and say, you know what, that's something Jesus kind of taught about. Can I share with you about that? Because Jesus taught this too, and this is what we as a church try to teach as well. Find where you can tie it into the message of Jesus, and hopefully, therefore, the message of this church. And then Paul, when advancing the gospel, we also have to be aware that Paul built a network of friends. He built a network of friends and other believers to stay in community with. And this is where I think the church needs to shine and should shine. We will always have our differences, of course, even among those here today. I'm sure there's differences of opinion on things in the Bible. That's okay. We can still work together to advance the good news, even if we believe a few different things about it. In the end, we all believe in Jesus. That's the point, right? Jesus is the point, so let's just share about that, and we'll worry about the details kind of after the fact. Advancing the gospel is making more disciples, more followers of Christ. It's not a job to be done alone. You need to build a network of friends because ministry is a team effort. And these are Paul's final instructions as he completes writing this letter.